Good morning, Fairy.
This is the story of Jeff and Fairy, a chance encounter at the edge of the woods that slowly grew into a quiet, unexpected bond, strong enough to find its way back, even after a year. During a few quiet days, a tiny fawn appeared along the edge of the woods near Jeff's home, moving slowly and awkwardly, as if the world around it had suddenly become too big. There was no mother in sight, no protection, just a fragile life alone in a place where being alone rarely ends well. At first, it seemed like one of those situations nature would take care of on its own, since mother deer often leave their young while they forage, and that's exactly what Jeff thought when he first saw it. But the next day, the little fawn showed up again, and then again the day after that, still alone, still lost, and it didn't take long to realize the truth. This wasn't a temporary separation. It was a real fight for survival.
Is it you? Come on, baby. I think it is you.
Instead of rushing toward it, Jeff chose a gentler approach. He hung a bottle of milk near the bird feeder as a quiet offering. The fawn noticed almost immediately, its small legs carrying it forward cautiously but full of hope, and once it found the bottle, it drank every last drop as if it had been waiting for that moment for days. Then one morning, Jeff crouched down, lowering himself to the fawn's level, and gave a soft whistle. This time, the bottle wasn't hanging, it was in his hand. The fawn hesitated for just a brief moment, then stepped forward and gently took it, and in that instant, something changed forever. A silent connection was formed, and that was when Jeff decided to call her Fairy, not for any logical reason, but because the moment itself felt almost magical.
There you go.
As time passed, Fairy no longer came back just for food. She began showing up even when there was no milk. When Jeff chopped wood, she stood nearby, quietly watching. When he fixed the shed roof, she lay down beside him, patiently waiting without asking for anything. Every morning, when the door opened, Fairy was already there, as if she had been waiting long before the day began.
Surprise, surprise. With a snowstorm this morning, Fairy.
One time, when the door was accidentally left open, the soft sound of tiny hooves echoed across the kitchen floor. There was no fear, no panic, just gentle curiosity as she stepped inside, as if that space also belonged to her. But Jeff never forgot that the forest was her true home, and strangely, she wasn't coming back for milk anymore. What brought her back was something deeper, a quiet bond that couldn't be seen, only felt.
That's what we call a gym baby. That's where your daddy...
Then one day, everything began to change. Fairy didn't come back alone. Behind her were other deer, a mother, and two fawns, as if the wild had finally found her again. But acceptance didn't come easily. The mother deer saw Fairy as an outsider and tried to push her away, guided by instinct.
Hello, Fairy. Hello. This is just solo. The other ones are gone.
Jeff watched it all in silence and chose to help in a subtle way, placing just a little extra food, enough for the others to begin understanding that being near Fairy was safe. Slowly, the distance faded. Morning after morning, a small herd began gathering near the porch, something that once seemed impossible.
Which one do you prefer? That was an apple. How's an apple?
Then winter came. Snow covered everything, bringing silence and erasing every trace. Fairy stopped appearing, and Jeff's whistles disappeared into the cold air without an answer. Days passed more slowly. The door still opened each morning, but no one was waiting anymore.
Fairy. Fairy.
Until spring returned. One morning, through the soft mist, a familiar figure appeared. Fairy had come back, no longer the fragile little fawn, but a strong and fully grown deer. Yet when she approached Jeff, she gently nudged her nose against his elbow, just like the very first time, as if no time or distance had ever come between them. Now, Fairy doesn't stay for long. She comes and goes, carrying with her the freedom of the forest. But every time she returns, she brings a quiet sense of peace, a connection that needs no words, built from the smallest moments. And maybe that's why stories like this stay with people, because they remind us to slow down and notice the quiet beauty in simple things. If this story touched your heart in any way, a gentle like or subscribe helps stories like this continue to be shared and reach others who might need them too.
I don't know how else I can demonstrate how incredible those beings are and how misunderstood and how overlooked they are.
And over time, Jeff began to understand something he hadn't expected, that not every bond needs to be constant to be real. Fairy didn't stay, didn't belong to the house, and never stopped being part of the wild. But in the quiet moments, when she chose to return, it felt like a reminder that some connections exist beyond distance and time.
Oh boy, you have bugs in there. Boy, in here? Oh, you're so thin. You've lost all your winter color.
There was no ownership in what they shared, no need to hold on too tightly, just a simple, unspoken understanding built from patience, trust, and small, ordinary days that slowly became something meaningful. And maybe that's what made it so rare. It was never forced, only allowed to grow.
Okay, so this is the third and last release. As you remember, I had 6 raccoons. I released them a month ago. I had issues with one, so I ended up having 4 back. 2 were missing. I released
And in the end, what remained wasn't just the memory of a tiny fawn that once needed help, but the quiet realization that sometimes the most beautiful things in life are the ones that come freely and stay, not because they have to, but because they choose to.
Show your mouth. Show how you chew on these little apples. You still have a baby mouth. Yeah.